Today we're going to do something different. Today's segment will be about getting to know your opponent. And this will be about Jackson State getting to know their opponent on homecoming, which is Campbell. You could look at last year's record, they were 3-9. But if you bypass that, if you actually do some research, you would know that they had a lot of key injuries. Injuries with the quarterback position, which is important. In the defensive positions. They're a lot better than what last year's record is. They played a tougher schedule than most teams. And with the upgraded recruiting class to join their squad, you can see why they are picked number 2 in the Big South Conference. Number 1 was North Carolina A&T, and these are projections. I'm going to show you a clip about Campbell, and then I'll chime in.
Season of Campbell Fighting Camel football is coming to the Sandhills September 1st. 5 home games, the nation's top FCS recruiting class, and preseason All-American candidates. QB1 Hodge Malik Williams, tight end Julian Hill, linebacker C.J. Tillman, and the beast Brevin Allen. The season opener is set for Thursday, September 1st against Citadel. Tickets are available now at GoCamels.com. Campbell football. A reckoning is coming.
What's good, everyone? This is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video. So today, we're going to break down Campbell, the opponent that Jackson State will be playing in homecoming. This series is something I'm going to start doing, and I'm going to try to do it for every school in their schedules. But today we're going to talk about Campbell, coached by Mike Minter. If you don't know who Mike Minter is, he was a star for those Nebraska teams in the 90s. He won 2 national championships in 94 and 95. When Mike Minter was playing DB, safety, he was known for being a hard hitter, for knocking your tail out. He was that dude, and one of the most beloved players that ever played at Nebraska on the defensive side. And they had a lot of legends too on that team. If you look at Campbell's record, please do not look past them only winning 3 games last year. They dealt with a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries. The quarterback, Hodge Malik Williams, he's very efficient, but he was injured in 2021. Before his injury, he passed for 700 yards. He only had 1 interception. Now, this is before his injury. He was injured, and then that swinged the shift of momentum of that team. For those who don't know, Hodge Malik Williams was the Big South Freshman of the Year. Threw for over 2,000 yards and ran for 600 plus yards. When he's healthy, when he's upright, this quarterback is a signal caller that this young team needs. They recruited a lot of high school players. And so when you have him upright and having him using his legs to throw. I watched one game when he played against Georgia Southern, when they should have beat them. I think this was in 2020. Let me check. Yeah, 2020. What I noticed is that, yes, he knows how to run, but he uses legs to make the big-time throws. So when Jackson State plays against him, they got to make sure to not over-pursue. Because if you do that, and he has enough time to get that ball off, he can make something happen. In 2020, Campbell only played 4 games that year because of the COVID year. They didn't play spring league. They played 4 games in the fall. and he was efficient there. So he's a very important player for their team. And when you mix young talent with senior leadership, and really he's going to be a redshirt junior, so he has more years with this team. Another plus for Mike Benner. Be on the lookout for that. On the defensive side, Campbell's led by Brevin Allen. Brevin Allen is an All-American, was a finalist of the Buck Buchanan Award. He had 9.5 sacks, 17.5 tackles for loss, ranking him 20th in both categories. He is a menace. And JSU has to have their offensive line intact, communicating at a high level when they're lined up against him. He's 6'4", 270, has a motor like nobody's business. When you see number 9, you have to double him. If Jackson State has someone who can singly block him, that's a great thing. But I'm being realistic. You have to double him. The backs have to block him, have to chip him. You got to do something, because if you don't, he's going to be at the backfield all day long. And you want to keep Shedeur Sanders standing upright. He's a pocket passer. He's not a scrambling quarterback. Yes, Shedeur is sneaky athletic. He can get a couple runs, but he's not a scrambler. So since he's not a scrambler, you got to make sure he has just enough time to throw. Not only you got to watch out for Brevin Allen, but linebacker CJ Tillman. He covers up all run lanes. He's a run stopper. In the 2021 season, CJ Tillman was named Phil Steele Freshman All-American Team. He was a finalist for the Jerry Rice Award that was won by Shedeur Sanders. In the Big South, as a freshman last season, a true freshman that is, 56 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and interception return for a touchdown. He's listed as 6', 235. He laid the lumber. Also, he has eyes in the back of his head. He knows where to be. He has a lot of pro potential. And I like what Mike Mentor is doing. He's getting athletes with a lot of size, a lot of speed, getting high 3 stars and some 4 stars. This is what you're supposed to do if you're an FCS coach. You got to take chances. You got to recruit high school players and not always depend on the transfer portal. Yes, Campbell used the transfer portal to get a couple players of need, but not too many. You want to grow your team of your image. Next, we're going to talk about the underclassman who I believe is going to step up for Campbell. The easiest choice is Miles Rozier, the 4-star from Detroit, Michigan, 6'1", 190 defensive back, can play safety, can play corner, can play nickel, very versatile, extremely athletic, and Arkansas really wanted him. Remember, he decommitted from Arkansas. That just shows you how good he is, and expect to hear his name throughout the whole season. He's going to make plays. He has good hand-eye coordination and can read the quarterbacks very well. You need DBs like that. And then one player that Coach Mentor mentioned at Media Day is a DB that is 6'4", 6'5". And they're going to have him at corner. His name is Edric Weldon from South Broward High School. They said, be on the lookout for number 7. He's 6'5", 210 pounds. They said he's going to be at corner. That's going to be very interesting. They said he's very fast as well. I don't know how Campbell was able to get this brother, but he's a freak of nature. So this game should be exciting. If you look at the Big South rankings, North Carolina A&T is number 1 and Campbell is number 2. The only reason why Campbell is number 2 is, let's be honest, North Carolina A&T is returning more upperclassmen. And even though Campbell's upperclassmen, just a few, are really good, Campbell is going to depend on a lot of young recruits. If the young recruits can buy in, maybe Campbell can vie for a playoff spot. But that game against Jackson State, I'm telling you right now, Campbell's going to play very desperate to win that game. Because if they beat Jackson State, that will look extremely well on their resume. That's if Jackson State handles their business as they should. And you never know. Maybe or undefeated. Depends if they handle business in the first games. They got to beat FAMU because FAMU is really good. And Grambling State is very improved. Their defense was good last season. They're going to be good this year. So there's going to be a lot of things weighing on this game. But it should be an entertaining game. Don't look at last year's record. I'm letting you know there is a reason why Campbell's picked number 2 in the Big South. And some say they could win it if things fall their way. If they're healthy and if the young recruits are as good as they are listed in the rankings, which I believe they are, expect a very entertaining game. This is Raw Truth Media giving you the raw content. And before I go, don't be that person that goes to every other content creator's channel and say, oh, I don't watch this person's show because of this and that. No one cares. Everyone has their own jobs, their own things they do besides YouTube. It's YouTube. It's not even that serious. Just had to point that out because I just thought it was funny. But y'all stay blessed and God bless.